Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things that will change now that Queen Elizabeth II has died.
But what will a King Charles III era look like as he becomes the head of 14 other Commonwealth countries?
For this list, we're looking at traditions in the UK and the Commonwealth that will be different now that Queen Elizabeth II has passed on. What's your favorite Queen Elizabeth II memory? Let us know below. Number 10. Currency. Alongside some of the famous faces in UK history, like Jane Austen and Winston Churchill, Elizabeth is featured in UK currency, and often within the Commonwealth too. Across coins and banknotes, her profile usually takes pride of place on the front. But now that she's no longer the reigning monarch, her image will be phased out for the next ruler.
While existing currency will not be taken out of circulation, a new legal tender will be issued.
This change will likely begin to take place once minters have used up their stock and the formal coronation of Charles takes place. Another famous item with the former Queen's profile is stamps. Besides special seals that feature historical references, the traditional first and second class stamps will soon remove Elizabeth's image for the new monarch's profile. Number 9. Family titles. With Elizabeth's passing, there has to be a shuffling of royal titles. Of course, the most famous change is that Charles III, Prince of Wales, becomes king. His wife Camilla goes from Duchess of Cornwall to Queen Consort, a title that hasn't been used since the Queen's mother.
The moment the Queen's heart stopped beating, Charles became King Charles, Camilla became Queen Consort.
William, who was the Duke of Cambridge, is now the Duke of Cornwall and Cambridge and the Prince of Wales. Kate Middleton follows her husband by becoming the Duchess of Cornwall and Cambridge and the Princess of Wales.
Prince William, the Duke of Cambridge, will become the Prince of Wales, and Catherine, in turn, the Princess of Wales.
Their children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, are princes and princesses of Wales too. Due to the traditional line of succession, Harry and Meghan's children, Archie and Lilibet, also become prince and princess.
I want also to express my love for Harry and Meghan as they continue to build their lives overseas.
Number 8. Passports. After Brexit, the UK switched the burgundy passports to blue to mark its departure from the European Union. Now they'll have to be changed again.
British passports given in the name of the Queen will also have to be updated.
Inside a UK passport, it states, quote, "In the name of Her Majesty, all those whom it may concern to allow the bearer to pass freely without let or hindrance." The pronoun will require updating to His Majesty to reference the new monarch. However, this will likely only happen when applying for a new passport. Similarly, the iconic red post boxes may change too. They currently have E2R written on them. This stands for Elizabeth II Regina, with Regina meaning queen in Latin. New post boxes will likely have Charles's cipher, while current boxes will be left as they are.
The insignia Queen Elizabeth II Regina as the Queen will change.
Number 7. Parliament. For a member of Parliament to get a salary or be allowed to take part in governing the country within the House of Commons, they have to pledge their allegiance to the ruling monarch.
To achieve this, my government will level up opportunities across all parts of the United Kingdom.
Previously, the speech they had to recite contained references to Elizabeth. As such, that'll be switched to reflect the change in sovereignty when a new pledge is said. Some senior members of Parliament, like newly appointed Prime Minister Liz Truss, have already sworn their loyalty to Charles in a small ceremony.
That I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles.
Both the workings of the House of Commons and the House of Lords will also be suspended until the state funeral for Elizabeth has taken place.
She set an example of selfless duty, which, with God's help and your counsels, I am resolved faithfully to follow.
Number 6. The Christmas message. For decades, there has been one tradition that many families share on Christmas Day in the UK, the royal Christmas message. Queen Elizabeth's in 1957 was the first ever to be televised.
Happy Christmas.
At around 3 p.m., people gathered around the TV to witness a pre-recorded speech that referenced events and news in the previous year. For example, in her last Christmas message in 2021, she spoke about the loss of her husband, Prince Philip.
Christmas can be hard for those who have lost loved ones. This year especially, I understand why.
The speech also typically mentions upcoming events. In Elizabeth's final Christmas speech, she spoke about the Commonwealth Games and her Platinum Jubilee for 2022. For everyone in the UK, it'll be strange to have Charles standing where she stood as he provides the traditional speech.
I wish you all a very happy Christmas.
Number 5. New royal warrants. If a product or service is officially used by the most senior members of the royal family, the provider can get a royal warrant to showcase the impressive connection.
600 holders of the royal warrant, whose gift will now pass from Her Majesty the Queen to King Charles III.
This lasts for 5 years and grants them the use of the royal arms in their logos. Companies with these exclusive marks of recognition include Johnnie Walker, Nestle, Twinings, and the health shop Boots. With the Queen's death, brands that she gave royal warrants to can continue to carry the royal arms for up to 2 years, but they'll all need to reapply for their warrants.
They certainly have to meet certain standards, and they certainly have to regularly supply the Crown with whatever service that might be.
Number 4. Flags. The reigning monarch has their own flag, called the Royal Standard of the United Kingdom, flown when they're in residence of a building, car, ship, or plane. The current flag is divided into 4 quarters. 1 with a lion that represents Scotland, 1 with a harp for Ireland, and 2 with 3 lions each for England. A variant is used in Scotland, with 2 quarters for Scotland instead of 2 for England. It's possible that Charles will have the royal standard changed. There's speculation, for example, that he might incorporate Wales. Various Commonwealth realms also had flags to represent the Queen that featured her insignia. Those will change, presumably to show Charles's insignia instead. Number 3. Reunited. After 74 years of marriage, Elizabeth's husband, Prince Philip, passed away in April of 2021 at the age of 99. After his funeral, his remains were stored within the royal vault in the St. George's Chapel within Windsor Castle. Elizabeth's coffin will join Philip's in the vault, but this is a temporary measure. Once a sarcophagus is built to house the couple, their remains will be moved to the King George VI Memorial Chapel in Windsor. Sometimes the remains of former royalty can spend decades in the vault. Elizabeth's father, King George VI, was there for 17 years. Philip's mother, Princess Alice of Battenberg, spent 19 years there.
She and Prince Philip will be buried alongside each other. They made a pact. If I go first, I'll wait for you.
Number 2. The National Anthem. For national holidays, sporting occasions, and other such events, England's national anthem is typically sung. The previous version featured lyrical references to Elizabeth. After all, the song was called God Save the Queen for decades.
God save the Queen.
So, the lyrics are set to be amended with male pronouns to reflect the new monarch. The anthem's name will also revert to God Save the King, which was last used in 1952 during the reign of King George VI. It will likely take some time for the English and the rest of the world to get used to hearing king instead of queen after so long from it being one particular way. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The new monarch.
The crown of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland is solely and rightfully come to the Prince Charles.
The biggest change after Elizabeth's passing is, of course, seeing a new monarch on the throne. After all, she broke the record as the UK's longest-serving monarch by a wide margin. Plus, Elizabeth was only beaten by France's King Louis XIV for the longest overall reign. After a period of mourning and the state funeral for the former sovereign, a coronation for King Charles III will go ahead.
I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities of sovereignty.
While he's already the monarch, the coronation is traditional to fully support this fact. It could likely take up to a year for the crowning of the new king to happen. When it does occur, tradition dictates it'll happen at Westminster Abbey and be officiated by the Archbishop of Canterbury.
I shall endeavour to serve you with loyalty, respect, and love, as I have throughout my life.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.